Boys, welcome back for another Fox's FPL wrap-up. And boys, what a run to the end we have got going on. The race for the top, real fucking close. Top 4, real fucking close. The bottom 3 are even shuffling around now. And that mid-table is giant clusterfuck territory. So there's still a shitload to play for. We've got trophies, we've got prizes, we got things you don't want, we got things you do want. So let's wrap this shit up. We've got a big week that we just had. We've got a bigger few weeks coming up. So let's get deep into it, find out who the winners, who the losers, some fixtures that we should be looking out for, and some players just to give you guys a bit of a heads up for those that aren't paying much attention, because there's a couple of you that aren't paying much attention anymore. So this is for you guys. Just watch the end of the video. Click on one of the 2 or the 3 players, put them in your team, hopefully you get some fucking points. So let's get right into it. So boys, coming in first place this week is my boy Sam. Down the bottom of the table all fucking season, and then bang, back to back fucking winners. What the fuck? Where has this shit been all season, man? You're gonna leave your run to the end fucking real late, I'm telling you. But shit, man, a good week, 69 points. Only one transfer, so no point deductions. He had a pretty solid week, as did a lot of people, granted. You know, if you didn't Captain Kane, you fucking made a mistake, let's put it that way. So if you did Captain Kane, you were well within the points. If you didn't, you were fighting a very, very big uphill battle, alright? And Sam was one of those smart people that Captain Kane. So, looking at his team, Martinez getting himself 4 points, we'll class that as a win. You know, it's not a clean sheet, but it was enough. Dallas and Digne and Aspilicueta all blanking in the week. Obviously, Aspilicueta I called as the guy to bring in. I did not see the Chelsea drubbing coming, alright? And I don't think anyone did. I don't think fucking Chelsea did until they were 5-0 down or whatever. So, Aspilicueta, he brought him in the week early against West Brom, thinking it was all going to plan. Everything was going to plan until Thiago Silva completely cocked it up. So, that was his transfer for the week. I don't blame it as a bad one. I blame Chelsea for just fucking that one up. That was all the numbers were pointing to bringing him in. Clean sheets for days, and then all of a sudden, fucking monsoon hits. But going back to his team, you got Mings in the back getting points. Rafinha, Fernandez, and Mount all gathering solid points. And then your big hitters of Lingard and Kane. And fuck me, Lingard has turned it around. He's gone to West Ham and literally is the most proficient scorer in the league since his transfer there. He's got the most goals and assist combination per 90 minutes than any other player in the league. That is some fucking ridiculous, I don't know, overperforming or fucking serious underperforming when he was at Manchester United. I'm not sure which one it is, but whatever it is for FPL people, it's fucking brilliant right now. So, solid week from him. Backed it up with 2 back-to-back wins. The only downfall, you had Watkins on your bench for Bamford, so you kind of lost out a little bit of points there. He hit 7, probably Bamford hit 2, so that would have been a little bit more of a buffer to get you a little bit closer to the other guys. But all in all, a very solid week. So let's see, can you do it again? Can you make it 3 in a row? I don't think anyone's done 3 in a row. So you would be the first, and I would give you a prize for that one. If you can pull off 3 in a row, I'm going to class that as a successful season, even if you finish fucking bottom, alright? So let's see if you can back it up with a 3rd win. Coming in 2nd place and right up Sam's ring holio and right fucking up mine as well is Aiden. 2nd place with 67 points. And fuck me, it was a pretty solid week from you. You know, if I'm looking at your team, you had the same 2 big hitters that pretty much everybody did, so your bulk of your points came from there. But putting Watkins up front really fucking stepped you apart, didn't it? So pretty much the back line blank. Dallas, Konza, Wan-Bissaka all got blanks. Mahrez didn't do much. Odegaard didn't do fucking anything. Son blanked, but Son, keep in your fucking team. Right? If you're thinking about moving him out, keep him for the double game week coming up. Like, he's cheap because he's been not performing, but I promise you that double game week is going to be pivotal. But Lingard and Kane banking points with Rafinha and Watkins gathering a bunch more. Solid fucking week. Alright, so excellent choice there. You did fuck up a little by having Soufal and Diaz on your bench. Granted, like, Realistically, I would have probably played Diaz over Konza. Just, you know, the fixture of, I know Leicester's a tough fixture versus Aston Villa, who had Fulham, but still, it's Man City. They don't concede, and obviously they didn't. So I would have taken the punt maybe on Diaz, getting him in your team. But sure enough, you know, you lost a little points there. That's why you're in second place. But closing that gap to the top spot, can you take it? Fucking hope not. I'm telling you right now, because that spot's mine, bitch. Nobody wanted it. I fucking claimed it. I ain't giving it fucking up. I'm holding my spot. There's only a small gap now. So, can you close it down? Only time will tell. So, let's see what he does next game week. Now, boys, coming in last place is a boy that's, I don't think he's there anymore. Just like on Tuesday, he couldn't hit a fucking barn door with his shots from 5 yards out. And tonight, doing a wrap up, you can hit fucking 36 points. Fucking 35 is a terrible score. Terrible. And that's mainly down to, I don't think he's made a substitute in about 18 fucking weeks. But somehow he's still not bottom. Go fucking figure. So, Corey, we're not going to spend a lot of time roasted into here because, fuck me, you kind of have to play the game to be roasted. So, the big surprise was he kept his captaincy on Fernandez, and I think it's probably been that for a good fucking while, and he gathered 10 points from it. Otherwise, the rest of his team was pretty trash. Got lucky with Diaz returning points and Traore to returning points, but they've probably been in his team again for fucking 5 weeks. This team has probably just gone through red phases and then eventually gotten back to not being injured, and it's now gathering at an average of 30 points a week. So Corey, pull your shit together, fucking play. It's only 8 weeks, and just fucking transfer in 1 or 2 of the players I'm about to tell you about, for fuck's sake, alright? Don't be a lazy git. We quickly touch on the wrap up of the winners and the losers. And as I said, Sam, back-to-back wins, coming in first place, 69 points. Followed by Little Whip with 67 points. That's 2 good point tallies right there. 2 guys that needed points, 2 guys that have made some moves. And Pereira for West Brom, obviously he had a fucking blinder and everything went through him. And that was a brilliant game, and he was the man of the round. So if you were lucky enough to have Pereira, which I don't think anyone did, but Aiden was one of his advocates early in the season, well done for having him in the team. Move on to the losers, and obviously it's Corey, 35 fucking points, and Fernandez as his captain. So, sad day is a sad day, but Corey, play the game. There's 8 weeks left, man. Fucking keep your shit together, alright? Next, we move on to the table for the round. And there's been a bit of a shuffling sort of in the mid-pack and the bottom 3. So, top spot, still held by myself with 1860, but Whips closed that gap down to 11 fucking points. So, it's very close. It's going to go right down to the wire, boys. There has been a bit of a change in top 4 as well. Sean has been closed up. I think he swapped with Matt. Yeah, that's right. Sean dropped from 3rd to 4th place with Matt. So Matt's managed to jump him, but can you guys chase down a 60-point deficit? Let's see. I want to see you guys see if you can close us down. Otherwise, it's going to be a me and Whippet race to the end. So Matt in 3rd, Sean in 4th, Mark in 5th, and Blake in 6th, with Mark and Blake getting very, very close to each other, and Sean and Matt who are already very close to each other. So there's going to be a few changes coming, boys. Then I move into the mid-table, and you've got Andrew, who's separated himself a little bit from Jamie, who's on 1706 to Andrew's 1713. So a little bit of a gap. Another one of those ones that could swap around every week. Same as Morgan and Jack. Those guys are only a couple of points apart. So again, you guys are flopping around. See if you guys can... I want to see the mid-table guys make a last-ditch charge and get to the top table. So let's see if anyone in there can pull it together for long enough and get up there. Brett obviously had a bit of a fall this week. As I said, that mid-pack is pretty fucking hectic, so there's a few moves, and he dropped down 2 places. Then we go to the bottom 5, and this is where things getting a little bit more interesting, boys. Sam, back-to-back round wins, has managed to get himself out of the bottom 3 and up to 4th to bottom. I know it's not a big fucking jump, but it's still a jump nonetheless. Can he get himself into the mid-table? That would be an achievement, and that's going to take 3 back-to-back-to-back wins. So I want to see that, Sam. That's your goal, man. Win this fucking week and go 3 up. So the winner of the round, I'm going to give it to Sam for going up and getting himself out of that bottom 3 and going back-to-back. And the biggest loser is obviously Brett for falling 2 spots. And finally, we break down the final fixtures from Game Week 31 to Game Week 35. And I've added in the changes that have occurred in the last week or so. So as you can kind of see, there were a lot of blanks coming up in 32, and now it's only really one team, that's Crystal Palace, which is kind of pointless anyway. So you're going to notice though that Spurs have a double in Game Week 32. They're going to be playing Everton and Southampton. That there is possibly one of the last double game weeks of the season, and also one you should probably be targeting around. So obviously Kane went off last game week. Son, Bale, these kind of guys you're going to be wanting to look at. So keep that in mind. My top 3 players for the week that I would be looking to bring in for game week 31, maybe even game week 32, is Diogo Jota. That boy is on fire at the moment. Now, granted, we went to the Champions League, didn't perform so well against Real, but this is almost going to shift our focus back to the Premier League. We can't let up. We have to win in both leagues. If we don't win against Real Madrid, we have to go and fight for the top 4. If we get top 4, top 5, obviously if someone from the Prem wins the league, we get top 5, it works out in our favour. So Jota is a guy if you're looking for a midfielder to bring in. If you're looking for a forward, I've brought up Lacazette for Arsenal. Now granted, they didn't perform well against Liverpool, but their next fixtures are Sheffield United, Fulham, Everton, Newcastle, West Brom. So I don't know what more you want from a fucking fixture lineup. That there is a solid fixture lineup, and Lacazette was in a pretty decent run of form until fucking Liverpool came along. So I'm putting my money on Lacazette for my forward. Now, this one will be the controversial one. Nat fucking Phillips. For 4 million and owned by like 1.5% of the player base, if you need a cheap defender, get him in your team that's going to be guaranteed playing 90 fucking minutes, Nat is the guy, alright? No way Liverpool's changing that partnership now. We've fucked around with it too many times. Kabak and Phillips is it until the end of the season. And for 4 fucking mil, you can move out a shitload of money out of your back line and move it into your midfield or your forwards or something. So like a Lacazette movement or a De Bruyne getting in. Because don't write off Man City. They've got Leeds this week and Aston Villa next. There's still goals in there. So if you need to bring in some big hitters, maybe even a Salah or something like that, or you need to get Kane in for the double game week, this could be a very good way of doing it and guaranteeing a 90-minute play. And with Liverpool coming up against Villa, Leeds and Newcastle in the next 3, there's a good chance that they're going to continue that partnership and get themselves some more clean sheets. Hopefully, they can get their shit together at home and we don't have a fucking clusterfuck happen. So, but yeah, so that's my 3 for the week to bring in. The 3 fixtures, teams that have the best fixtures, I'm going to say, are Arsenal, followed by Liverpool, followed by Manchester United, which was a bit 50-50 with Spurs because of the double game week. But I'll leave it at Man U. So look at those guys. If you need some players to bring in, you're too lazy to do any research, there's my top 3 for you. Alright boys, that's it for this wrap up. I'll be posting up a few other videos between now and the next game week, hopefully. Keeping an eye out on some players, some stats, some things to keep your head around, alright? So I hope to see you guys soon. Come on, leave a comment, just click a like, just click on the video for fuck's sake, alright? I'll put this shit out for you boys, so just click to the part you want to watch. Watch the little minute or 2 and be done with it. But until the next time boys, I'll see you in the next video.